Hi there, thank you for watching my channel. You're probably wondering who's going to be sitting here. Well, I have a guest with me this time round. We're going to do a storytime vlog about moving back to Kenya. So I hope you like it. Thank you for tuning into my channel. Yes, this is my special guest. Do you want to say who you are?
Yeah, my name is Kari Mugo, and we're going to be talking about moving back home today.
Yeah. So, well, most of you know that I've come from England, but I'll let Kari maybe say her background, how long you were in the States for, etc.
I was born and raised in Nairobi, Kenya. I left when I was 17, right after Form 4. And then I thought I was going to be gone for 6 months at most. Flash forward to 12 years later, and I moved back to Nairobi last August. I was living in Minneapolis for the majority of that time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, me, I don't know if I've ever mentioned, how old am I? 31. I went to UK when I was 12, so that's what, 18, 19 years?
Yeah.
Just under 20 years.
That's a long time.
Yeah, so, and then I made the decision to move back 2015?
Yeah.
So, this year will be, I clocked my first year in December, so this year will be going on to the second year. So, where I've switched bases. So, here is my base, and then obviously because my family is still in UK, then I go to see them every so often. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh,
We're going to do some questions. It's question time. I wrote down some questions. Lush wrote down some questions. And
neither of us know what the questions are. So here we go.
And apparently, because I'm the guest, I get to go first.
Yeah. Yes. I don't know why she keeps shuffling the questions anyway.
I
She's gonna
have
ask
to
me
make
everything.
it seem like it's. Doesn't this create suspense? It builds suspense. The viewers are excited. So let's see. I lost track of the question I was going to ask you. Lush, what inspires you here in this particular space and time creatively, in your different endeavors, whether that's through the cards, the jewelry, your blogging, your vlogging? What inspires you here?
For the jewelry, because I never made jewelry with like African influence, so I find ways to incorporate the African aspect. Like here, Maasai culture is really big. As you see, Kari is rocking one of my chokers, very gracefully, beautifully made. So like, and bringing the Western way of doing jewelry, and or like how people wear jewelry in a sense, which has also become something that people try to accustom here, and then I bring the African side of things and put it together. So I feel like more in my jewelry, more creatively. That's how I've managed to combine with my cards as well. Actually, for Christmas, I did a Christmas order for someone, and they wanted an African themed Christmas cards, and I've never done that.
Right.
Yeah, I've never thought of that.
Right.
So, and I'm actually gonna do more. I'm gonna start a more Maasai themed card actually, with panels and stuff. So those two. When it comes to my blogging, I'm writing stories about people who are doing extraordinary things here, just because the Western world doesn't really know about them, or maybe they do, I don't know, but like just sharing their story. Vlogging, no, not yet.
Yeah. So what do you vlog about then?
Like, well, relationships, I think everything that I talk about kind of, I try my best to make sure, especially when it comes to relationships, that maybe I'm not so, but I still don't even know about what's a typical Kenyan date, Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
For me to get to that point where I am talking about it. So I feel like in my vlogs, because some is more positive talk, so like inspiring people, sharing my stories. I No. Vlogging, no. No,
Okay.
not yet. No.
So I want to I'm going to jump ahead and ask a second question because you've given me the perfect segue. And as a guest, you must,
Abide.
yes, there we go.
Okay.
Very English and proper. So you talk about you've never been on a typical Kenyan date. And I've been here for what, now 6 months? You've been here for a year?
But I don't know what a typical Kenyan date is.
Wait. The question hasn't even been asked yet. My question is, what do you think is the hardest part about dating in Nairobi?
The pool of men. I'm sorry.
Okay, can you please elaborate on what you mean by the pool of men? I'm actually very excited
to shot myself in the foot.
You hear this? She's talking. Okay, cool.
What was your question again?
My question for the viewers and for you again was, what do you think is the hardest part about dating in Nairobi?
I'm really sorry, but people are not really honest.
Yeah.
For me, and I'm sorry if this is wrong, but I'm just speaking from my experience. I feel like you constantly have to vet a guy and find out if he has another relationship, perhaps a child.
First, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I've had scenarios. I've actually had a scenario where this guy was interested in me, and I happened to meet someone that I know. And then when that person was messaging me, I was with that person. She was like, "Ooh, who's this? Who's this?" And I just mentioned. She was like, "Nah, he's got a child on the way." I'm like, "What?"
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think for me, it's the honesty in the pool of men. And I'm really sorry. There's not many attractive Kenyan looking
I mean,
I feel I know
let me try and save
you know what? Let me just dive into my own mess. The dress sense for me. I think.
Yeah.
I think there are some good-looking guys.
That's what I was gonna save you guys with. Can we do better? Just polish off a little bit.
Yeah, just have some sleekness. Even if you can't afford, just shop better. Wear colours that coordinate.
Wear colours that coordinate.
If you're going to a club, spruce up a bit.
Right.
Don't go with your Air Jordans and what have you.
No,
okay, there's nothing wrong with Air Jordans, but in a club, just look a bit nice. So I can be like, yeah, who that? Catch me outside.
Catch me outside. How about
So for me, I think it's the honesty in the men. For me.
Yeah.
But I'm also the difference also actually on a flip side, because in UK, once I'm done with my ex, I'm done with my ex, and I know I'll not bump into him.
Jesus, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's a good thing to that,
Yeah.
where you can ask people easily. You can kind of figure out what type of person it is quicker.
Right.
Because the Nairobi scene, or the type of people you will end up being with, kind of all know each other. So it's very easy to vet someone. So that's a good thing. It's a bad thing when you're no longer in relations with that person.
Together.
Yeah, and maybe they haven't taken it too well, and you are like, "Oh, hello."
I feel like you have experience in this.
Oh yeah, I have vast experience. So while we're on the topic of relationships, that wasn't even going to be my first question. I was just going to ease you off into it. Okay, so for you, how has been the dating scene since coming back? And what's the selection of boys and girls for you?
I identify as queer, so I date both men and women. And I have to pony off what you said, that it's just the selection, the pool is infinitely small. It's infinitely small. You kind of dive in, you barely get wet, and then you're like, okay, where's everyone else?
Yeah.
But I think also there's no dating culture in Nairobi that I can identify, which is very troubling. I feel like there are two options. Either you're secretly with someone and nobody else knows, or else you're married and like deep in a relationship with each other, you're sort of not allowed this time to go on dates and figure things out and have that be okay.
Yeah.
Like the second you were spotted next to somebody, you are either an item or you have to be.
And it's a
very
big
overt about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really like just miss that of being able to meet someone, go on a few dates, maybe it doesn't work out, and then we
Keep
go
it
our own
moving.
separate ways.
Yeah.
So that I definitely miss. But dating is difficult. It's hard, but we shall persevere.
Do you want to be in a relationship? Maybe there's someone out there watching. Make me your wife. Make Kari your wife.
I think at the point that I am in my career, I'm just really trying to advance it, and I'm not interested in a relationship. I'm interested in companionship.
Hey! But actually, there's something that you triggered about the way we date here. Like, you know, going to the movies. Here, it's let's meet for nyama. AKA meat. Like traditional barbecue meat. Drinking. There's always got to be drinking involved.
Absolutely.
Not many. There's a few people I know that do dates and have date nights. But like I find you end up not dating me and you. It's let's go for a date. Hello? One-on-one maybe?
That has happened so many times where I get invited on, actually not so many times, at least 2 or 3 times. I get invited on a date. I presume it's me and you. And I get there and there's 6, 7 of your boys sitting there and I'm like, okay, maybe I should have worn this dress because I didn't understand that this wasn't a date.
So I think I agree with you. I miss that.
So,
look at her being all sexy with her hair down.
I had to, you gotta change things up. What are 3 things that you miss the most about the UK?
No dust. I mean,
I'm sorry. Let's pause and let it sink in before you respond. Sorry, go ahead.
Freedom of wearing what I want anytime I want.
Do you feel like you're not free to wear what you want?
No.
Yeah, actually, no, absolutely right. I'm wearing like this skirt and I'm like, okay, like, should I have worn this? I have a whole day, like, I'm gonna get ogled at. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, freedom of wearing what I want. No dust. And
no dust is so important, though.
I think traffic. But but that's because maybe I'm from the suburbs, so I think that's not a true thing when it comes to someone who's actually from London.
Yeah.
So I'll take that back and switch it for people not keeping time here. Like if I'm having a meeting with you and just being too laid back, I'm fast. Like I like to work hard, and I mean I think people are just too relaxed, and that's maybe that's my own frustrations because I'm not like that, but as a person. But yeah, man, it's gonna take a lot of getting used to.
I feel like I was 30 minutes late, first of all, to this. So let me just bring that up and tell on myself. So I'm learning I need to be on time when it comes to Lash. But I have greatly enjoyed that whole not keeping time thing. It has been one of the best parts of being back. Like, no one is on time. I'm not expected to do anything on time. Like, I love it. I'm so laid back about the way things function, and being in the States was just always very high pressure.
I'm used to that.
Oof, no.
I'm used to that. I think that's normal. I think it's not normal not being on time. Like, cause when are you gonna get things done?
Well, things get done, don't they? They still get done. We're still here recording this, are we not? Things get done, people. Do things at your own pace or fast.
Okay.
Come on.
I was just gonna ask what are the frustrations, kind of similar to you, moving back that you. What are the frustrations of moving back that you experience? Quite a fair bit, and probably make it hard to settle down or settle back into the country.
I think your thing on time, but flipped around, that I think the pace of things bureaucratically and like service-wise, and like I get so frustrated at the lack of customer service anywhere I fucking go. Sorry. Anywhere I go, it's terrible. Like I don't.
She's expressing herself.
Like I remember when I first came and I was going to the post office to pick up a document that they had told me was there. And I spent 4 hours trying to get a single piece of document from this guy, and later was told that I was supposed to bribe him. Now, how am I supposed to know that you need a bribe if you don't tell me you need a bribe? And I'm not familiar with this system, but also, like, why should I have to bribe you to give me my mail? So things like that, and then going to the bank and then calling, like, your phone company and trying to get things resolved, and it's just like, no one gives a fuck. And I am accustomed to people pretending to give a fuck, or at least being paid to, at the very least. The dust is hell.
It's hell.
It's hell. It's dusty out here, yo. It's so dusty. I miss the walk-in culture also. I think there's a walk-in culture here, but it's based
From
off
a certain time.
necessity. But also like based off necessity. The people who walk
Oh,
are
yeah,
people who need to walk, not because you can walk down to the store and you do that. If you have a car, you drive there. But there's no sidewalks. There's no infrastructure meant to encourage you to walk.
Yeah.
Unless you're in Karen or Malkia or someplace that has invested in that. So I miss that walkability of going to the bar and walking to the bar. And then walking from one bar to the other one.
Yeah.
Walking to the grocery store. Like,
Bar hopping is car hopping.
Yes! Like, you can't bar hop because you might get mugged or raped or murdered. Which you can also.
Murdered is extreme.
Yeah, murdered is extreme. But you can get murdered anywhere.
I know. Just to.
You don't get robbed.
I don't know where she goes actually. I know we're friends, but I don't think we hang out in the same area now.
I mean, we do. Would you walk from Giza to Caribbean?
Of course not.
But they're pretty close.
Yeah, I know. But that's what I was saying
Yeah.
earlier, the freedom of
Yeah.
moving around easily.
Yeah.
So what are your positives, and then I'll share mine.
Okay, my positives are that I am free in my black body in this country. I am in the country of my birth, my belonging, I'm home. And you can't beat that feeling of being home for me. Number two, what was the other positive? Yeah, the weather, it's perfect, it's wonderful. It's perpetually summer, the sun's consistently out, my melanin is popping. And the third thing is just having my family around, all my nieces and nephews and cousins, and yeah.
Okay.
So, the positives of being back home.
Sun. My skin looks amazing.
It glows. Yeah.
Vitamin D, direct vitamin D. Okay.
Sitting in the sun.
Hey. So for me, that's been a positive.
Yeah.
And it's. Have you heard of SAD? It's a syndrome.
Yeah. I lived in a very cold place. Yes.
Yeah. So there's no SAD here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
that's been my positive. I think also because I guess my core family is not here. So I get to connect with my extended family.
Yeah.
See my grandma.
That's nice.
I try to see her as often as I can.
Yeah.
I'm going to improve on that this year. Yes, Mum. I heard you. And then I was going to say, like, there's room for exploring things that I wouldn't have done before.
Like what?
I guess like there's things that are easier to my reach in terms of various elements in my career. Like if it's jewellery, I can find more reachable exhibitions, you know
That's
what I
true.
mean?
Yeah.
If it's the media side, I have some close connections that I can tap into every now and again. So that's been a good thing because I guess I get to grow and explore as a creative.
Right.
So for me, that's that. What did you say actually? There's something I wanted to bounce off. Oh, that's it, friendships. Like before, my friendships one lives 45 minutes away, the other one. So now I've never had a group of friends.
Right.
Ever.
Like a tight-knit group.
Yeah. So that for me has been nice, and I like the nightlife here.
It's very nice.
And I have a work-life balance.
That's so true. No, that is the other big thing because I don't think that work-life balance exists in the West.
Because you're just, again, that first life, you're busy getting money, but that money you're not actually doing much of it because you're probably paying for stuff and then you end up buying stuff. So I think for me those are my positives. But so let's see what Kenya has for us as we carry on in this journey. 17. Yeah, thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
If you want her back, leave a comment below.
Also looking for friends, don't forget.
And she didn't say, but she's a blogger. She's called The Warm Fruit. So I'll put details of what she does.
The Warm Fruit.
Yeah, and her social media, Instagram. You can follow her. She's a really good person to follow. It's very interesting to follow in a good way. In a good way.
I know, like interesting means good.
So yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right.
okay.
Bye. I'm only 6 months in. I hope to make new friends. If you are looking for a friend, please reach out to me.
Friendship.com.
Friendship.com. I like long walks on the beach and
What, in Nairobi?
yeah.
What, is this friendship going to pay for you to go to
I
court?
hope so. Can we go to Coast? Can we travel?
By the way, for those who don't know, Nairobi is a city. There's no coastline nearby.
There's barely a river.
Okay. We should go.
Yes, 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 yes.